Michael, I guess a question for both. What do you guys remember about the win over UCLA last year, kind of what that meant for the program at that moment?
It meant a lot, especially for me. That was probably the biggest win that I've had here. I think they were ranked 9th at the time, and so to be able to do that and do it in good fashion, and with Fish, also working there, it was a good time.
What about you, Adam?
Yeah, it was a great experience. Probably the last time in Pac-12 play we were going to play at the Rose Bowl, so that was a big deal for us, and I think it was a good confidence boost, and yeah, it was a good time.
Michael, how did it feel to get back on Saturday?
It felt good. It felt really good. I was extremely grateful before the game and after the game to be able to be out there. Sometimes you take things for granted, and so to be out there with the, my boys and the people I love, it felt really good. So.
We'll go to David and then Michael.
Michael, on the touchdown, just how difficult of a catch was that? Because it looked like the throw was a little bit behind you and maybe got on you a little bit quicker than you thought.
Yeah, it was a little weird because I was during the route I was running a flat route and I was getting ready to turn upfield, and then when I was about to turn upfield, he threw the ball, and I was just luckily I had my head turned around and I was able to catch it and just take it up the sideline. But the catch wasn't too hard, but it is what it is.
And what all were you dealing with to have to get back to play? They'd indicated on the broadcast you may have also had an ab situation to go along with the ankle.
Yeah, I don't. When I looked at the TV copy, they kept saying I had a oblique injury. That was something that was last year. I don't know why they were saying that this year, but yeah, I was dealing with a high ankle sprain, and so yeah, it was kind of weird to see that on TV.
We'll go Michael and then
Two for Gunner. It seems like you've been a lot more consistent the last few weeks versus the first few weeks. You haven't been charged with any missed tackles the last 3 games, knock wood. What has been different for you out there?
Just been trying to prepare my best, trust my coaching, try to practice hard. I don't think there's been like anything I've been doing dramatically different. I've just been trying to trust the game plan and just try to execute the best I can. So
One of the things Coach Fish talked about was sometimes you sort of get blamed for a play that's not necessarily your responsibility in the way that it's drawn up. Is there something to that we don't see sometimes? We don't necessarily know like what your coverage responsibility is on a given play?
I mean, I don't expect everybody to know our game plan. So yeah, being at free safety, I can see how that could happen. But I mean, it really doesn't matter what anybody else.
Sure. And then one more. What was your perspective on the fake field goal, the tackle that you made, your responsibilities on that play?
Yeah, we practice our field goal block every week, and I'm one of the guys that kind of comes off when the ball snapped for that play specifically, and it presented itself. So just had to execute.
Troy and then Brian.
Michael, what have you learned about Noah Fafita during these last 4 weeks, seeing him kind of take over that starting role?
Super mature. He's poised back there. Always prepared. And you can kind of just see in his gameplay he feels comfortable back there, and so that's just kudos to Noah. He's just his preparation and the way he treats the game. You can see it in his play.
And then Gunnar, Coach Nansen talked about you guys, how you played well defensively, but kind of gotten off on a slow start against Washington State and Oregon State. What do you think goes behind that, and how do you guys overcome that?
Yeah, I think we've been trying to start fast a lot better. We've been doing start fast periods in practice and things like that. I think just getting more comfortable of like settling into the game, when you get out there, especially when we defer and we're the first ones out there. We just got to go get settled in, and that's something we've been working on. So.
Brian and then Justin.
Michael, what's the key to pass blocking as a running back?
For me, it's all mentality. I feel like a lot of guys are they get, it's a real, big collision. You know, sometimes guys might be afraid to do it or not, but I think it's all about mentality. Of course, technique is involved, but I feel like it comes down to just mentality.
And just over the course of the time that you've been here, you've become more and more involved in the pass game, especially this year, whether it be blocking or catching the ball. What have you done to make that such a big part of your game?
Just finding a niche, realizing that that's what I'm really good at, and just continue to be great at that and get better at that every day. And just, you know, that's one way I can really help the team out, and so that's what I'm going to do is just perfect it.
Justin and David.
Question for both you guys. We've heard about the culture of Arizona football and what it is right now compared to years past. What stands out to you about just how you guys are playing in the current state of the team compared to years past?
Just the belief system. Guys are just fully bought in, and we truly believe that we're one of the best teams in the country. You know, and that starts with not only the coaches, but with the players and the leaders on this team. We all believe that we can win, and that has, you know, played a huge part in the shift in the culture here. So.
Oh yeah, I would just say the locker room's a lot different than my first year here. I mean, Mike probably feels the same way.
Yeah.
Just the relationships in the locker room, how we interact with each other, how we are away from the facility. Those little things really play into the team being a team, and then. I really think everybody trusts our coaching staff and like the game plan we put in. There's nobody's questioning anything. We're just really buying in. So.
David and then Matt in the back.
Gunnar, what's, from your standpoint, been the key to this defense's ability to not give up deep balls this season?
Yeah, I think secondary's been working hard. Coach Cecil, Coach Akina, Coach Rich been preparing us great. But I think the secondary we've been putting in our time. You know, we watch a lot of film together. We work hard at practice, and we trust each other. We trust the game plan, and that's really what it is.
And Michael, you said last year that you had a poster on your wall from when you scored against Cal. I was wondering if you also had a poster on your wall from the performance you had against Arizona State last year, and what does that mean to you to have had such big performances and two of the bigger wins here in the last few years?
For me, it means a lot. You know, this is the school I've been at my whole career, and so to be able to be a big reason why we win some of those games is lovely. And and I actually do have a poster from ASU in my room, so that's funny. Yeah.
You think you'll have one from the Oregon State game?
Hopefully.
We'll go to Matt in the back.
Michael, this program talks a lot about trust, and for you to have the game you did return to the field, how much is that a result of you just trusting your process through the rehab and then trusting the coaches to put you in the right position?
It means a lot. You know, to come back after my ankle injury, it was a lot of hard work, and it started off with just trusting myself and trusting Kevin and Coach T.O. to help me and get me back healthy, and just trusting the game plan that Fish had. It was a lot of trust involved, and so ultimately it worked out. So.
We have time for one more question. Damien?
Michael, I know it's been a minute or two, but how much pass blocking did you do in high school?
How much?
Pass blocking did you do in high school?
I did actually a lot. I knew 2-jet and 3-jet protection in high school. My head coach actually in high school was Gary Kubiak's son, so I kind of knew like that West Coast offense coming in when Fish came in. So it was pretty. It wasn't new for me at all. So just pass blocking, I got comfortable with early on. I struggled a bit in my early college years because of the size and speed, but over the years I got better.
That's kind of a rarity for high school backs to be asked to pass block as much. With the rest of the running back room, what is the transition for some of those guys having to learn how to pass block efficiently been like in your eyes?
I think it's been good. We learn a lot from Coach Graham and what he teaches us, and I think, like I said before, ultimately it comes down to the mindset, and a lot of the guys in the running back room have that mindset.
All right, that's our time.
Thank you.